This week, House Democrats launched a wide-ranging investigation into possible financial crimes by Donald Trump. That being, of course, driven by the testimony last week of Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, who directly implicated the president in multiple crimes and brought evidence that he had done so. So they've sent out requests for information from, I believe, 81 different people who were in Trump's inner circle, working for the Trump organization, people who are thus far innocent, some who have already been indicted and pled guilty, and all of that. So it's a wide-ranging thing, and in response to this new threat to his presidency, Donald Trump and the White House have responded exactly how you'd expect that they would. So first, in terms of what is going to be looked into, the Judiciary Committee Chairman Jerrold Nadler, who you're going to hear more about, issued the first round of document requests as part of that sweeping investigation. They want to look into obstruction of justice, public corruption, and abuses of power. The three tenets of the art of the deal, I think. I haven't actually read the book. But after this came out, Sarah Huckabee Sanders put out a statement saying, Chairman Nadler and his fellow Democrats have embarked on this fishing expedition because they are terrified that their 2-year false narrative of Russia collusion is crumbling. Their intimidation and abuse of American citizens is shameful. Half of that wording and all of that had already been being used by Fox News. The other part, they're calling it a fishing expedition. All the Fox News hosts are doing that now. So no coordination between the White House and Fox News on that. But she went on to say the Democrats are more interested in pathetic political games and catering to a radical leftist base than on producing results for our citizens. The Democrats are not after the truth, they are after the president.
This is an awesome development because they're going to also look into his businesses. Yes, finally. Yep. That's where the mother lode is. That's why they're so triggered right now. We'll get to Trump's tweets in a second. But I'm amused by Sarah Huckabee Sanders' framing. They're going after average American citizens. No, they're not. They're going after 81 of the most powerful people in the country that are all connected to Donald Trump's corruption.
Yeah.
What part of them is average American citizen? What are you talking about? And then she says that they're playing, quote, pathetic political games. John read it to you. But I bring your attention to these two phrases because imagine if Hillary Clinton had responded to the Benghazi investigations this way. Pathetic political games and while trying to appeal to a radical leftist base. So the right wing is allowed to say that about the left all day long. And nobody ever raises a shadowy eyebrow over it, okay? But if the left were to say it about the right, oh, they're just doing the Benghazi investigation to appease the radical right-wing base. It's a pathetic attempt at political posturing. People are like, Benghazi, what do you mean, Benghazi? Oh, this is so disrespectful. And then look at this is how you lose elections. You insult right-wing voters that way. It's unacceptable. And it wouldn't just be the right wing that would get triggered and act like babies. Almost all of cable news would join them. And they would just pile on those points. If Hillary Clinton had put out, and I think we're fair to say that I'm not a big fan of Hillary Clinton, but if she had put out 1% of the tweets that Donald Trump did on any of these issues when she was being investigated on Benghazi, the press would have unilaterally, not unilaterally, wholly, every one of them would have flipped out and say, how dare you? These are legitimate investigations by the House, and you must submit. Okay, and she did, she calmly answered questions for 11 straight hours, right? Trump, on the other hand, and everybody's like, well, yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, totally. So that's an interesting hypothetical. What if she had done this exact same thing? So why don't we test that with a tweet or two? So imagine, totally different world, 2016, Hillary wins, she's getting investigated for emails or something, and she tweets this, presidential harassment from President Hillary Clinton.
No, if she had,
can you imagine?
If she had done it when she was Secretary of State and Secretary of State harassment, right? They would be like, oh, there she goes, playing the female card. It's people died in Benghazi, okay? You can't believe the disrespect that you're having. And they'd have like 3 heart attacks in responding. And like I said, everybody on cable news would treat it as perfectly legitimate that she was a monster and should be beat down for ever being questioned by what the Republicans later admitted were political stunts to try to reduce her chance of winning the presidency.
Yeah.
Okay, now in this case, It's legitimate investigations of about 1,000 corrupt things that Donald Trump has done. And I want to say that,
by the way, we already know he's done. We've already seen, like nobody, the Republicans aren't even saying he didn't do the hush money payments and all of that. They just accept that he did it, but we don't care. We've already seen it. We already know, like this isn't this is a fishing expedition, but the fish is in your boat as you go out to do the expedition. Like we already have the trout. What more trout do you want?
So, and this is so that you could prove it, right? And prove it more definitively and get it in the court of public opinion, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not like it's very speculative. It's not like Benghazi, where after 9 investigations, the Republicans concluded no one did anything illegal and they had nothing on Hillary Clinton or Obama. Now, on the other hand, with Trump, you have the campaign finance violations, that's clear. You've got the financial fraud, as Ro Khanna proved in his testimony, that's clear. You got the insurance fraud, and that's not even getting into Russia, and that's not even getting into his past business dealings, where you've got fraud on top of fraud, stacked on top of fraud. We partly know because he already shut down the Trump Foundation, which was fraudulent to begin with. He already shut down Trump University, which was fraudulent to begin with, and he has paid settlements for all that stuff. So, and what does he do? Harassment, right? And everybody's like, oh, okay, let's have a legitimate debate over it. No, there's no debate.
No.
Of course they should do this. They should have, I mean, it's okay. They're doing it quick enough. I don't want to needlessly go after the Democrats. Yes, this is exactly what they should do.
Okay, so let's see if you still think it when you find out that this is the greatest overreach in the history of our country, he says. The Dems are obstructing justice.
What? 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 That doesn't even make sense.
Projection is supposed to be at least a little bit hidden.
Yeah.
Dems are obstructing justice and married to Melania. No, and will not get anything done. A big fat fishing expedition desperately in search of a crime. You notice he's using the exact same term too, when in fact the real crime is what the Dems are doing and have done. Again, projection. It's always the case that it's his political opponents who've committed the crimes. He goes more specific about what sort of crimes they've committed in this next one, saying, now that they realize the only collusion with Russia was done by crooked Hillary Clinton and the Democrats, Nadler, Schiff, and the Dem heads of the committees have gone stone cold crazy. 81 letter sent to innocent people to harass them. They won't get anything done for our capital country. So again, if you have not been following this, his theory that much of his base believes is that Hillary Clinton is the one that colluded with Russia so that she would lose the election. And they believe him and believe that he is not only right, but that he has literally never lied about anything touching this issue.
And my favorite case of projection is the phrase that he used in that last tweet. They have gone stone cold crazy. Hillary worked with the Russians to lose the election. You see how they're stone cold crazy? This is pathetic and crazy, what are they doing? You see, they're stone cold crazy. Dude, we can see you. We have eyes, we can hear you, we have ears. I mean, if there's one crazy person in Washington, it's not much of a debate as to who it is.
Yeah, few congressmen.
So, look, they should get to it as quickly as possible, and they are, as you know, and they're being careful, and that's good. And they shouldn't jump to conclusions, although the conclusions are obvious. They should gather the evidence and present it to the American people, and then they should do their constitutional duty. The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.